So, I gotta be honest, I've really had baby on the brain the last 6 or 7 months. And that is because my oldest daughter is expecting her first child in about 2 months. And it's so exciting, right? Everybody's always like, oh, right? And I think that feeling that we have, right, when we hear a baby is being born or a baby has been born, that's the feeling, that aw, that wow, that's so exciting, that's amazing. And what's also amazing is that's how God chose to come to be with us. Not as an incredibly powerful, ruler who was going to vanquish the Roman Empire with might and with sword and with riches. God arrived as a tiny infant, incredibly helpless, not able to do anything for himself, because God loved us so much that God trusted that we would love God in return. And so our first experience of God incarnate is a tiny, helpless baby. A baby that's tender and mild and meek and helpless. One of the beautiful things about spending time around a baby, if this has been your experience, is we slow down a little bit. We get quieter. We get softer. Ideally, we get more patient, or we give the baby to someone else who is feeling that patience as we need to walk away. And I have to tell you that, having my own children is what really taught me about how beautiful that give and take of love can be. Right? I grew up in a family where love was pretty transactional. But with my own children, I had that experience of simply being loved because of who I was. For showing up and offering care for the little things, right? The willingness to color, the willingness to go to the playground, the willingness to pick someone up if they were crying, to hear the story, to watch the show, to do all the things. And I also got to experience my children being so present for me, right? Making meals together, baking, doing arts and crafts, all of those things that we did together as a family. That really show us that love is about showing up, I think. It's not about power, it's about presence. And that's what God offered to us on this holy, holy night. And every day that a child is born is a holy day. It's another opportunity to remember that love is about showing up, and it's about the quietness and the mystery and the grace and the just really good feeling that we have inside. It's about honoring the way that children show up fully embodied as themselves and remind us to be ourselves too, right? And so as we leave this place today, my encouragement for each of you is to think, what are the gentle ways that you might be receiving and offering love to the world? Maybe it's a smile and hello to someone in the grocery store. Maybe it's handing a $1 bill out your window to somebody who's really looking for some care. Maybe it's having somebody appear in a space where you are comfortable and asking their name and introducing yourself. There are so many different ways to offer this beautiful presence and care of love, of remembering that we are all in some ways still those tender, fragile babies that just want to be seen and known and heard and cared for, and that we in turn can offer that to the world, and then the world becomes so full of that it spills out in ways that really are miraculous. And so on this beautiful night, as we think about all of the glories of God, please remember that God came as a tiny infant for us to love so that we know love. And what an incredible gift and blessing that is for the world. Amen.